Okay. The day is off. The day is off. All right. A little self-talk here. What we're not going to be is pussy today. That's what we're not going to be. You know what I mean? Feel a little bit of it in me. We got to get that out. The coffee's going to help. Why is the Nasdaq already wrecking human lives? Fresh on a Monday, right out the gate, or right out the open. Nasdaq, I do love you. I really do. Just know that. I'm with the shits today. I'm fuck it. I'm with it. Yeah. I'm with it. Let's wreck some lives, wreck some accounts. I know you did it. I know you've done it. Yeah, bad things have happened to people today. Already. All friggin' ready. I don't feel bad for anybody today. You know what I mean? I don't. I don't have the bandwidth, you know? I don't have the capacity, the emotional capacity. You ever feel like that? You ever wake up and look at the market and just be like, it's F everybody? Sips insanely hot coffee. All right, where are we going? Because I am seeing. I actually don't. I'm not really crazy about what I'm seeing, actually. We already have momentum towards the downside, and I'm seeing. You know what? Both of my targets are far as hell, so it's like I think I'm gonna be waiting a little bit unless the market just crashes out this morning, which it doesn't look like it's above doing. Nasdaq looks like it's with the shits too today. Like, I hope we're in and out today. That'd be great. Yeah, no, we're good. We're good. All right. Well, today it is the 7th, and New York AM session, and I'm looking. I got a few levels that I'm interested in, and actually I've got 4 total. I have 4 levels that I'm interested in for bullish entries, and I have 2. What did I just say? I have 2 levels that I'm interested in for bullish entries, and I have 2 levels that I'm interested in for bearish entries, and I'm going to try to hold tight for the most distal entries, meaning the ones that would provide the deepest, most premium pullbacks on either side. That's what I'm looking for first. And then we'll see what it's looking like once we get to one of those levels. What did I learn last week on the Power of 4 case study? To be quite frank, I learned once again that the Power of 4 is an absolute banger. I honestly, everything that I saw in my initial back testing, it was reassured during the run of the case study. So the last 5 videos, the last 5 trading videos are power of 4 case studies, meaning I'm just really isolating on that strategy and only exercising that strategy for the past 5 trading days that you've seen in the previous 5 videos. So yeah, everything that I back tested seemed to remain true. I'm gonna be running a Power of 4 case study part 2 this week as well, but I will allow myself to take additional trades like outside of that strategy. My primary focus will still be on Power of 4, but I trade 2 main strategies, which would be Power of 4, which is essentially basically is mostly catching short-term reversals, and then I trade a strategy which is for continuation trends, and I focus on internal structure. So please don't come to the videos and go, oh, but we were bullish, and then go, why did you do it? Because I trade internal structure. Okay, so the weekly can be doing whatever it's doing, the hourly can be doing whatever, the 4-hour. I like to get inside of internal structure. And on days where it looks like we're going to actually have an actual response to like a weekly level, a 4-hour, daily kind of, that kind of thing, that's when I'll pay extra close attention to those levels, and I will try to integrate it right with internal structure moves, or like I guess the better way to put that is I'll try to integrate it with yeah, I guess that is correct, the way that I'm trading internal structure for the day. So yeah, that's what I learned last week, and that's the plan for this week. I've been noticing that my level of patience for some reason has been, I don't know, I just haven't been feeling very like patient. I feel like I'm being more methodical with my entries, and normally I'm a little bit more gung-ho in style, so it's like I have to be more patient now, and kind of forcing that out of myself, and it is trying my nerves a little bit, but it's also good for my development, so we're just going to see how it goes. My God, that is excellent. That is an excellent cup of joe. All right, so yeah, we're gonna wait. We're just gonna wait. And perhaps too, perhaps the market is changing a little bit too, because I used to, I would jump in the market before, and I would get like, I'd get power of 4 moves like right off the bat. Like that would be like the first thing the market would do, is it would like shoot up to one of the levels, and then like boom, like it would be on. And it does seem like it's taking a little bit longer for that to happen more recently, but we must remain adaptable, and we got to let the market come to us. That's how we make our money. We don't chase the market, we let the market come to us. So that's it. That's what's going on in my brain today. All right, so it's 9:42, the 7th New York AM session. We're waiting for our entry patiently. All right, good. So this makes sense to me. A move down makes sense to me. And it's like we pulled way back, but we didn't necessarily, I don't know if I'd call that, I don't think we actually broke structure. We just had a really deep pullback. All right, so I'm looking for, this would be a fairly long run down to this level. But I'm waiting for like a very steep drop. I think it's gonna move down, but it doesn't matter if it moves down or if it moves up, because I have a trade plan for both sides. What's the news talking about? It's so weird how like often this Trading View news report, this Reuters is like, every time I open this and it says Wall Street is set for lower or higher, it seems like it always goes that way. So 44 minutes ago, Wall Street is set for a lower open as investors assess rate path, geopolitical risks. It just gives you like a little snapshot. But it's like, yeah, we definitely are experiencing a lower open. They're always right. They're always right. Like, not, you still have to get a good entry, but like they just seem to always be right. Then again, I mean, I guess if I give it long enough, they could be both right and wrong. Even this morning. could argue that we actually opened higher. Which did we? Once we hit 9, yeah, we pretty much just shot right up. It didn't last. Baby, you know I'm in these market streets. Like, this time right now is absolutely critical. What's up? I love you. What's up?
I love that. You know I'm in these market streets. I knew I was gonna hear that shit.
What's up, baby?
I love you.
I love you. Are you? How's your?
Bye, baby.
Oh, okay.
I'm done with the day.
Are you really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Now I gotta be worried about you out in them real streets. Okay. All right. Well, all right. I'll call you when I'm done. Did everything go well?
Yeah. It's a small group. It was good. It was a good day. We're all good ages. All different. All it's nice.
Okay. All right. We'll talk about it more when I'm out of these market streets. All right. Don't you be twerking too hard on any poles. Okay.
I'm dressed like a lesbian.
Sounds fucking fantastic. I love it. We'll talk soon, baby. Bye.
Bye, baby.
I love you. Oh my god. Now
and
that
I made you on my vision board. So
oh my god, I can't wait to see it.
Except there was no fine bitches on it. I was like, man, I'll settle with this bitch. I was like, she ain't white. And it was like, what?
Wow. Understood. I'm not. I'm definitely not. Yeah, it's weird. As soon as I was getting ready to say bye, then I started feeling sad about saying bye to you. Okay, I gotta go. I gotta go because you know how I get. Like, you turn my brain into some different stuff and then I can't focus.
Okay, baby. Work hard. Don't work hard. Work smart.
Thank you. Yeah, don't ever wish that on me. Appreciate it.
Yeah,
Right.
I love you.
All right, I love you too. We'll talk soon. Bye. All right, bye. Oh, God. Now I don't want to trade. I want to cuddle. All right, Naz, come on. Like, what are we doing? What are we doing? All right, do we break structure to the downside? Is that what happened? Are we about to fly up? That's kind of what it's looking like on the 3-minute. It looks like. Yeah, it looks like we broke structure to the downside. Which would set us up nicely for a move back above that swing high. right, well, you know, we just wait. We just continue to wait. We're just sitting here waiting. Oh, do we? QQQ has gaps. At the top and at the bottom. What kind of trickery is this? So basically what you're telling me is that the plan is to literally annihilate everyone today. Like how might one navigate gaps on both sides? I guess we'll just see. It's got to take one first. And once it takes one, we know that it is probably going to gun for the other. So we'll just look at it like that. VIX. VIX making lower lows. 10-year treasury definitely making higher highs. What is that? We're not even looking at it in the... Let's look at them both in the 15-minute. And when we look like that, it actually looks like they are both doing the same thing. We may have a slight breakdown on the 10-year treasury, but VIX is undoubtedly shooting for the moon. So perhaps we anticipate the gap to the lower side gets closed first. It's hard to say though, the market is kind of just like sloshing around. Is my buddy trading? He's active. 1 loss, 1 break even. That's a lot of activity in this. I don't no judgment. No judgment. We're all doing our own thing. We're all just trying to navigate these waters. Buddy, slow down. I think he's... It's hard to say. I can't tell if he's got one or not. He is... If he gets it, that TP is crazy. 2,300 across 5 accounts would be fire. But I think we already took that level out. Oh my god, I don't... Fuck. I'm in a hyper state of cupcaking today. Does that make sense? I'm feeling like a cupcaker today. Like I'm feeling like I just want the boo. Should I take days off? That would be weird. I don't know. You guys take days off? You guys spend time away from the market? You guys have a work-life balance? Got it all figured out? Family time, work time. I don't know if I have that. I don't know if that's really a goal either. I wake up and like, that's that. Once I'm awake, I need to conquer something. If I have a long period of just conquerage, not a word I know, then maybe I can make myself set some time aside to like not need to conquer. But for the most part, I have to wake up and I gotta conquer something. I gotta meet a goal. I gotta slash things off the task list. Something. Have you guys what is... All right, so I got this I have this board, right? Whiteboard. If you're a nerd, then I know you probably just get excited by hearing whiteboard. I know it certainly excites me. So I have this whiteboard, and on the whiteboard, I wrote down, I wish I could remember what it's called, but it's from Tony Robbins. I believe this is like his philosophy. I believe he came up with this specifically. And it's about the human needs, right? And so out of all of the things that, so let me backtrack. He went around the world, right? And between different cultures, right? Different, places where different things are valued and people are living differently, right? Out of everywhere that he went, traveling the world, he came up with the conclusion that we all share the same basic needs, right? And so he whittled it down to one, two, three, four, five, six, to six things. You have certainty, uncertainty, connection, significance, growth, and contribution beyond self, right? So, one of the things that you have to understand is like, as a trader, whoever you are, right, it's going to come out in trading one way, shape, or form. Okay, like it's all going to get put on the table in your trading. That's why I personally preach that to become a better trader, you sometimes need to become a different person. And you need to, I have this belief too that like, it doesn't mean I'm right. It just, I have a belief that I don't believe that you can get away from your true nature. What do I mean by that? We all have experiences, right, that help to shape us, right? But your nature is kind of like, it's like what it's innate, like you're born with it. It's just kind of like the cloth that you're cut from, right? In my opinion, again, just my opinion, in my opinion, people can't really get away from their true nature, right? Like we can say like, oh, okay, I want to be more like this, or I want to be less like this, or whatever. And you can try to hone certain skills, but I believe that when it comes to your true nature, I just don't believe you can get away from it. So I wish I had some good examples, but like I don't want to start doing this philosophical thing. I haven't really like thought this out very much. To be able to explain this to someone else to where it's really, really gonna make sense right now, because I'm just babbling. But generally speaking though, we all have these six needs, right? But we prioritize them differently, right? So you literally your number one need out of all of those things might be certainty. For example, if your number one need is something like certainty, or I would even say like connection to people, and maybe even, yeah, I would say those two things. I would think that like by nature, you might not be the best day trader. Or to become a really good day trader, you're going to have to fight against some really innate things within like the makeup of like the cloth that you were cut from, if that makes sense. However, the point is, it's good to understand like where you stand, because it kind of will give you a snapshot of how you might do in like different industries. So like let's say for example, like if someone's a nurse, then they might prioritize like contribution beyond self, right? And possibly like connection, you know, which that would make sense, right? Because you're spending a lot of time connecting with other human beings, understanding like what's wrong with them, carrying out, care plans for them that have to do directly with them, and you need to understand them to be able to carry it out properly, safely. And obviously, contribution beyond self falls into that because it's a super selfless job. You go to work, you're on the clock, it's all about someone else, right? So, if you think that you want to be a trader and you haven't really like jumped into it yet, it would be worth it to do just a very brief self examination and look this up on Google. Just find out, just look up Tony Robbins, like six basic needs or six human needs. And then like number yourself. Try to figure out like where you fall on that, right? Because seriously, like if certainty is like one of your number one things, I'm telling you, like, I'm not sure if trading is going to be your thing. If you really, really, really need a connection to other people, like if that's something that you really thrive on, again, I'm not like the rule maker of this. Like I could be wrong, but I'm just saying trading might not be your thing. Like at myself and everybody that I know that trades, like aside from people who are hanging out in like a Discord and that kind of thing, like the journey to become like a decent trader, there's a lot of solitude. Like you're alone a lot. Like it's just you and the charts, and that's what you need to become better and to really understand like what you're looking at, what you're dealing with, and how you fit inside of that. But I do think that it requires a lot of time to oneself. So it's something to consider, you know. Um, Certainty you're gonna get more with like clocking in to work for someone. You know, like as long as you show up, you clock in, you get paid, right? They gotta legally pay you. Um, Trading, not so much. You might have a good week where you kill it. You might lose it all the next week. You don't know. We don't know. Yep. Something to think about while we're waiting for the market to get to where we need it to get to. I'm trying to decide if I've seen anything tradable. I guess this area because we got a nice big imbalance. So that's probably yeah, this you see this nice big candle right here. We have a fair value gap. Yeah, so this area has acted or it seems to be kind of acting as like a bearish shelf, which is nice. So they could have gotten a couple, I think at least really one really solid entry off of that. Yeah, I mean it wasn't quite. Anyway, yeah, I don't know that wasn't exactly like a 3 to 1, but it was an entry, that's for sure. All right, so since we opened up on Sunday, I've been seeing I've been seeing these fair value gap pullbacks. They're running deeper than 78%. That's kind of unusual. Oh man, market's making us wait for the good stuff lately. What's up? Like, come on. Okay, so while we wait, for no good reason at all, we'll talk about my like the way that I number these for myself. I don't know. Actually, should we talk about that? Because that's actually kind of personal. We'll probably skip over that. Never mind. I'll tell you this though. Certainty is not my number one. Um, I value a little bit of uncertainty. Um, but definitely like really high on my list is growth. And I definitely believe in I strongly believe in contribution beyond self, like strongly. But I'm very fundamental in the fact that like I believe you need to have all of your ducks in a row plus some before you start focusing on like the contribution to other people. It's the same concept as like if I'm a nurse, which I am, but let's just say like when I actively worked as a nurse, right? And let's say I was doing like some sort of community nursing, or let's say I had to like leave outside of the building to go do something nursing related, because like in psychiatric nursing, it goes down. Like, yes, everything is not contained to inside of the building. Sometimes people get out, they run away. It gets wild sometimes. All right, so if I had to, like I'm really stretching out this analogy, aren't I? But if I had to involve myself in leaving a safe scene to go into a potentially unsafe scene, right? I'm going to make sure that I can enter the scene safely. Like I have to make sure like it's safe for me to enter to actually be able to be effective in what it is that I want to do. There's no point in me walking into like gunfire, right? Okay. So same thing with like growth and development as a human being. Like you got to be solid before you go out there trying to be like Robin Hood and like saving everyone else. It doesn't work, right? Like you got to have all your eggs in a basket safely and soundly. You got to have, what I mean, things got to be right before you try to interject yourself into someone else's existence and try to do something, even if it is positive. And I'm not talking about just like little tiny everyday things, but I'm just saying like if you want to live a life of significant contribution, like you do need to have your own stuff in a good place first. Like don't go giving thousands of dollars away if you're not financially stable. All right. Well, I wouldn't normally call all of this chop, but this looks like chop. It's a bit of chop, you know. Here we go, back to this level. Can I find trades inside of this? Yeah. Do I want to? No. Is that how I used to trade? Yeah. Yeah. Lots of fucking stupid entries inside of all this chop. But can you find them? Yeah, definitely. Definitely. It's just, you know, not the most premium moves for sure, but yeah, you can find them. Yeah. Do I think you should try to trade stuff like this? I have no discouragement for you. If you can identify your moves, if you see them, they're there. Hey, ride the wave. Trading doesn't have to be perfect. We're just playing the odds of our strategies basically. So as long as you're within your rules, as long as it makes sense to you, run it up. But what I personally found like historically was like trying to trade stuff like this, it's okay to trade it and lose it, but the thing is it's there's gonna be an effect like psychologically. So you're either going to like if it doesn't go your way and then you start over trading in this kind of market behavior, that's when you can just really get ate up, like repeatedly, really fast. You can blow a whole account because you've put yourself not in the most advantageous situations, and then you get frustrated. You start revenge trading, So you gotta know yourself to some degree. Know what you can handle. I've been trading long enough to kind of know, like, I know, like, when I'm approaching like tilt, I know what my behaviors are, and I have a decent idea at this point of like what throws me into tilt too. So I try to stay away from stuff like that. Trading in chop at this point. But do I get sucked in sometimes? Yeah, of course, absolutely. But if I'm in my right frame of mind, I'll try to stay away from it. And I know that as long as I let the market come to me, I mean, that's half the battle right there. Just you need to just let the market come to you. So if that's not your planned entry, if that's not your trade plan, let it go. Like, just like ICT says, like, you can look back, on the day, and you can go, oh, that move would have killed it, or that move would have killed it. Like, who cares? If it wasn't your trade, it wasn't your trade. The market, every single day, you're going to look back and see the market is like, it's always banging in both directions, basically. So like, you just have to know, like, where's your trade, where's your entry. We can't be sucked in by everything. You're going to lose. Don't play the market's game, play your game. So if you're going to take a loss, at least take the L on your terms, not because the market sucked you into some BS that you were uncertain about. Oh boy. Well, I'll tell you what, this weekend, yeah, I went hamskis on the calories. Hamskis on the calories. I ate like an absolute obese individual this weekend, and I'm feeling it. I'm definitely feeling it. The gym is screaming my name, and I'm doing my best to ignore it. It's like, what do we want to do? Gym or adjust the diet? For now, we're going to adjust the diet. We're going to go on pretty much all salads this week. I think I said that last week too, and I lied to myself, but we're going to really try this week. Personally, I really love fruit salads, so I'm a huge fan of fruit salads with chicken in them. I don't know if that sounds weird, but I love that. So I'm gonna try to stick to that all week, because I just feel crappy. Like I just feel like I'm sitting with like 1,000 pounds of like semi-digested food in me. A terrible feeling. All right, so my buddy who's been trading the chop, looks like he had 2 break-evens and 1 loss. That's not bad for what I'm seeing here. And we got to keep an eye on ES as well. Not ES, I'm sorry. We got to keep an eye on QQQ. Just because we did identify gaps there, Oh, you know what? Hold on. So we gotta, let's see. So this gap shot up. Okay, so we had a gap there, and then the market came down. So that one's actually all but filled. That one's probably fine. Okay, so we're probably actually, so we gapped all the way down here. So we probably more so need to close the gap that's up above us. All right, so I think I'll focus on upward momentum. And when I called that back here on the 3 minute, we did move up and make yet another new high. So yeah, I think, I mean, we'll have to see where the momentum carries, but it looks like we'll probably move up to my levels up top. But I don't know that anything's necessarily definite. So I'm just going to keep an open mind and just remain nimble. And whichever one of my key levels gets hit first, as long as everything looks good at the time that it occurs, I'm going with either side. All right, plan's still the same. I'm curious, like what his bias is. I'm getting, what is that, a short? He's got quite a bit of risk on. He's still green though, so whatever he's doing, he's at least he's being a good risk manager. Which that's really the most important thing. We're all gonna take L's, we're all gonna be wrong, but gotta manage that risk appropriately. Me and this guy, we always, like, 90% of the time our trade ideas are like opposite. So when he's long, I'm short, and vice versa. It's like almost every single time. I have another trading buddy who, like, I think our directional bias is usually more aligned, but we trade very, very, very differently. Um, So even though we'll have like the same directional bias, like oftentimes the outcome will be like very different between our two trades. Usually the entries are a bit different, and I definitely hold a lot longer than what he has any desire to do. He's more of like a get in and get out kind of guy. All right, we're starting to make a little progress. The birds are chirping outside. I love that. He was in a long, I agreed with that, but now he's in a short. I don't think I agree with that. I mean, I wouldn't touch it either way, but I'm just saying I would have held the long. I'm like, where were the signs to go short? This must be some kind of important level for him. We are inside of a 15-minute bearish fair value gap. He's pretty big on fair value gaps. Maybe that's what it is. And it did give a 62% pullback. Oh, makes sense then. Makes sense. Does the fair value gap stop us in our tracks and send the market back down? Can barely hear the birds now. All I hear is the city. This is getting to a point where I probably really could just set like alerts and just, no, I don't know, I'm not sure. Sometimes it happens like super fast. I always notice too, like the market always seems choppy before it runs the New York previous day. Like it needs to run like one of the previous day levels for like New York, and then it seems to kind of like straighten out. But we did, let's see, yeah, we did like early run into New York's level. It was just a long time ago. Like we did it in Asia. Looks like we did it in, is that London? No, we did it in Asia twice. And then it was pretty straightforward. There was a nice move to the downside. We've come very close to closing this QQQ gap. And we may have closed it enough for the market to be good, but I don't know. Like when I look at this previous gap, I'm like, we didn't close that 100%. We just mostly closed it. Kind of the same way this one is looking right now. So it'll be interesting to see which direction we go. but we are inside of a bearish, we have a bearish order block, bearish key level that we've already hit and moved down from, bearish Fibonacci retracement level. Like, we have so much time right now. Let's just let's look at this from like a different perspective. All right, ignore this stuff from a previous day. All right, so if we look at the 15-minute chart here, 226450, yeah, 268 even. All right, well, so if we look at this from the 15-minute, I'm gonna highlight the this right here. This is the fair value gap right here, and if we measure it, I won't bring it all the way over so we can still see everything, but we can see that this right here, right, these three candles, we have the imbalance in between. These are the three candles that create the formation of the fair value gap. So you can see we pulled into that 62%, a little bit greater, and now the market's moving down. So if this move is really going to play out all the way, then we would expect a rundown, at least to this level, but like right here, we would think that we would at least take this low right here. I don't know if I'm convinced that that move is gonna play out. Just why? Well, if we look at the price action, right? So it's like, this is like, all of this looks pretty clear. We can see that we had like a clear breakdown and the market pummeled down. Okay. However, this is why, like, I like to point out that I'm looking at internal structure like quite a bit. I'm looking at like the tiny things that the market is doing, because I'm a day trader, and that's just, I don't know, it's just kind of how I look at it and how I believe, what I believe best serves me. So if we look at the behavior from here to like what's happening now, I don't think it can be ignored that the market came down, we did a pullback, we moved into an imbalance, and we made another move down, but it didn't break this low. And then we moved up again. And you could say, well, maybe that was just a part of the move that was already in play to pull back into these imbalances, because there's a fair value gap here and there's a fair value gap here, right? So maybe that was just the market, filling these imbalances, and maybe the market needed to get up to this one here, maybe. But I don't ignore that this is essentially looks like a failure swing low to me. And if you doubt this one, then I'm definitely looking at this one and going, well, this was definitely, like, this low didn't run this, it didn't run this one for sure, but it didn't even run this one. And then we went up and we made yet another high. So I look at stuff like that, and when I see that, I'm not really a big fan of like trend lines necessarily, but you can see that like clearly orders they had to build, they had to accumulate to the upside for us to even get up here. So I don't look at this right now and think to myself like, I'm not sure that, like, sometimes I'll look at like the way this looks right here, I'll look at it and say like, well, maybe this is just, you know, we're going to have a break of structure and then move back down. But I don't know. I like to see the break of structures happen without orders looking like they're building, you know, in an organized fashion. And that's kind of what I'm seeing here. So we could run down. I don't, it's not, I don't, like, I wouldn't have taken the short personally. That's just me. It doesn't mean that I'm going to be right. The market could just totally plummet right now. But what I think I'm seeing are orders building to the upside. And it could have been just to get to this level, but I think that we just have actual liquidity pools up here that are going to get tapped into. So that's what I'm holding out for. Because I'm not gonna ignore that we had a failure swing low here and here, right? We have lower highs building here, and we have higher highs being created. And it, for me, like, it's not enough for that to be happening just on its own, but it needs to happen in like somewhat of an organized fashion, right? Like when I see the market, like if the market were to have just taken off from here and pretty much produced almost nothing but green candles with like one red candle just arbitrarily, like, you know, far and few in between, I would look at it in a different way. I wouldn't look at it as like an organized short-term trend building. But that's not what happened. We had some solid pullbacks that didn't violate the levels that were below them, and it continued to move up and make higher highs. So I think it could go either direction, but I'm leaning too strongly on it being bullish for me to participate in the short. So we'll just have to see what happens, but the short is, I'm not interested in it. All right, let's go back to the 1 minute. So at least now you can see kind of like what we're seeing in the 15-minute time frame in comparison to what we're seeing in the 1 minute. And so now you can kind of formulate your own ideas as well, and then we can see what actually plays out. Again, I think either could happen. This is just not an area in the market that I want to be a participant in. I think we're gonna move up higher, but like I wouldn't take an entry for either. I'm waiting for more important key areas to get tapped into. Oh, this is falling nicely though. Yeah, that's a pretty nice drop. I would say you would definitely have gotten a safe entry from there. That's for sure. So even if it doesn't push as far as you'd want it to go, it gave a nice push that you would have definitely been able to get a break-even stop on and even trail it some into profit. Yeah, it looks like we have more confluence. That's like we're seeing a head and shoulders, or you can just call it a triple top, whatever. Those have been acting weird too, though. Back in my day, when we saw a goddamn head and shoulders, market was going down immediately. Just kidding. Back in my day, but seriously, like, head and shoulders used to like mean something very significant. Now it's like you see it and then the market's like, wait, let me find 8 more imbalances in the 30-second time frame to pull back into, and then we'll give it to you. So, yeah, all right. So this could potentially, this could be setting up for a good entry. So we're seeing the triple top here inside of a bearish order block, inside of a bearish fib retracement level. Premium. We have this, we got this 15-minute fair value gap, which we are back inside of, and I never ever want to take entries that are like right inside of the fair value gap box. Like, I always wanted to break out, like break through it, and then look for entries that are deeper than what you might think it would pull back. I could possibly see, I don't know, like I mean, I could of course I could see a move down from roughly 2214. But I don't know. This could also just be a good level right here. So we've hit that 62% mark on that retracement into the imbalance twice. We've not really been able to get much above that. We're looking pretty overbought. Okay, with an imbalance created, it's moving so fast, like, I don't know if it's gonna come back. But if it were to pop back into this imbalance that was just created in the short term, which would also place us right inside of, damn it, like sometimes they just don't come back. No, they almost always come back. They almost always come back. That would put us at 217325. In there somewhere for the 30-second, that would put us at 2178. So somewhere between 173 and 178. So I like the way that it's setting up, and I mean at this point we're pretty exhausted. The way that it's looking, like I want to be like it's not coming back, but like the imbalances, Nasdaq always comes back to fill its imbalances, so I just don't believe that it's gonna leave without doing that. So if we can get a pop back up, and it looks pretty clean, I would probably take a short right here. Between like 173 and 178. $173 and $179, somewhere in between there. Notice how this candle, all these candles like rush down, but notice how it wicked down and the body closed above VWAP. Let's see where this candle closes. 25 seconds left on the 1 minute candle. Let's see where the body of the candle closes. Ten seconds left on the candle. Notice how we're back above VWAP, closed above VWAP. So we're back above VWAP with an imbalance to fill here, with a 15-minute imbalance as well, inside of a move that's already playing out, right? We got a triple top right here. So if we pull back in to this area one more time, that's probably the move. And have we seen everything that we really need to see for the market to just be on its way to the downside? Yeah, we have. But that, I don't know, that imbalance is in a very significant spot. And what I was wondering was, let's see. I just want to see. I know London ran through Asia's level, Asia's high. Asia was at makes sense. Okay, yeah, well, so let's see if we can move back up into that spot. wait. How many cups of coffee are you on so far today, sir? Oh my god. Oh, fuck you, what? Oh my god. Don't start talking to me about the devil, which is alcohol. It's time to focus. Time to focus. We're almost there. Alright. Remember, we're waiting for 2173 between there and 2178. But it must be perfect. It must be perfect. If it doesn't look the way that I want it to look, then I'm happy to miss it. "24 seconds left on the 1 minute candle." This might be the entry, but hold on. That would put us just before. Five seconds left on the candle. It's looking like our entry. Hold on though.
Order filled.
Order filled.
67, 75. Stop. Tentative limit. Alright, so basically we got our signal before we even got up to that level up there. So let's see if I'm premature or not. Ooh, looks like I am. Am I? Am I? We shall see. right, let's see if the stop gets hit or if we can get into profit here. 20 087 50. I don't know, it's looking like this one might be a bit premature. So if my timing and directional bias is correct right now, I would expect to see a bit of a, it's 11:22. Yeah, I would expect to see this, the trade play out fairly quickly. But we're seeing some indecision here. The reason I would be looking to see it play out so quickly is just because the market has already shown its hand more than once. So as far as I'm concerned, for the we should be pretty exhausted, and we should be ready to move down fairly quickly. If I'm correct, that's just what I believe. I believe we're there. We should be exhausted and we should be ready to start moving down, but we're still seeing the market move up, which is interesting. Even though, I mean, we're looking at 1 minute candles, but still, I would definitely be looking to see this this level get taken very quickly just to move down swiftly, but we'll be patient and give it some time to play out. And then obviously, so, you know, worst case scenario would be that our stop in the red gets hit. And then the immediate better case scenario would be that the market moves in our favor. And then we're able to, at the appropriate time, place a break-even stop on the trade. So let's see if we can get to the more favorable thing, which would be the break-even stop on the trade. And if so, we'll go from there. And if not, then our stop just gets hit in the red, and then the trade's just over, and that's it. And I have this trade going on my Apex accounts here, and I've got it going on my Top Step accounts as well. So whatever happens here is about to happen twice. Well, more than twice, because I'm copy trading. Yeah, it's gonna happen a lot of times over. All right, so let's wait. Get comfy. There's 163. We are dangerously close. Yeah.
Stop filled.
Alright, well that's a loser on both. Why is my... Do I have a better entry over here? Hold on, make sure those orders are killed. Oh, that's kind of funny. I have a slightly better entry over here on top sub. So the trade's holding, but I think it's gonna get hit too. That would be insane if this trade won, because the stock was like one tick off. Do we want to re-enter this? I'm thinking maybe so. Seems like a good re-entry. Let's give it a second. We might want to give it an opportunity to get back more like the 170s.
Order filled.
Yeah, so that one just stopped out too. So let's give this an opportunity to get more like the 170s. Let's see, our high there hit 168. I always get paranoid about limit orders being left. All right, so now we're inside of the fair value gap from the 15-minute. Okay, so we're looking for 173. That might be it right there. If we can get a little bit deeper than the high of this candle, then that would be more ideal though. I think we can get to 173. I could see
Order
us
filled.
I could see us being just short of it too. So let's just small retracement here on the candle. Let's take
Order
it.
filled.
All right, 82, 75, 83 even. Stop, tentative limit. Okay, I think I like that. It gives us a little bit more room to pull back into the imbalance a little bit more. Okay, so that's a boom right there. That's about, I don't want to see it. Oh
Order
my
filled.
God, you gotta be fucking kidding me. Okay, I think I hit a max loss on one of the accounts for the day. Yeah, I think for all of those, I forgot to adjust the max loss. Yeah, I think it's like 225. That's annoying. Okay. Anyway, so we got the 78% pullback. Damn, I have to adjust those. All right, so I mean that's pretty much it. We'll just see if the market actually dumps from here or not. We're gonna make an attempt to give it some space before adding the break even. It looks very tempting right now. We gotta give it room to pull back into this imbalance. As scary as it is, that's not really a deep move into the imbalance. It might come back. We just gotta be patient. Give it a moment here. It's 11:39. All right, we're going break even. Even though the likelihood of getting stopped out, because it pulls back into this imbalance again, deeper, is very, very likely. But my rules of 2 candles not touching my entry point have been met, so we'll roll with it.
Stop filled.
That was kind of inevitable. Let's get the 75 or the 78% level. Okay, it hit it, ran through it.
Order filled. Rejected.
84. Let's go like 84.50. Stop.
Order rejected.
All right, so I have some
Order rejected.
accounts in this group that I've hit the max loss on for the day. I think they're set at like 225. So unfortunately those are out for the day. We have a 21.64 even. So the Apex is set up exactly the way I want it to be. And make sure top step is exactly the way I want it to be. Okay. Okay. Alright, so I don't believe that we really have a reason to come back up anymore, so I think this is a good spot for, this is a decent time to add the break-even stop, because I just don't think that there's much of a reason for us to come back up anymore. So if we do, this would probably be a good time to have the trade protected. Although it is still generally a premature break-even stop, but so the top step entry is not as great as the Apex entry in at 215775 on that one. So that one I'm gonna hold off on a break-even stop just because it needs just a smidgy more room. Let's see, we got 38 seconds left on this 1 minute candle. So I'm gonna try to let this 1 minute candle close and then put a break-even stop back in place on the top step trade. $20 seconds. I lied. Break even applied. Alright, good. Second candle closed. Alright, now I can feel good about having a break even on both of them. But it's looking a little jumpy, so I don't know. Might end up stopped out either way. 11:46 Eastern time. Just before 12. Okay, so we've done a lot of waiting for this entry. It's been absolutely insane. So basically, if we look back, this was our 15-minute bearish fair value gap. And then in the 1 minute, we made multiple imbalances along the way. But basically, we've been eyeballing this since we got a head and shoulders, triple top, whatever you want to refer to it as. And then we came back over here and we got a double top and kind of started to look a bit like head and shoulders as well. But either way, we got a nice pullback into the premium area of interest after the market already pretty much showed a tan and told us kind of where it was headed and what it was going to do. And so we waited for the market to become overbought again, and then boom, we're inside of the trade. And again, we were eyeballing these other imbalances that were created along the way. I tried a more shallow pullback. That one didn't work out. And then we went for the deeper pullback, the one that actually hit 78%. And here we are. And so we're shooting for a 3-to-1 reward to risk inside of a bearish move that I believe has the potential to make it all the way down to at least 20.057, which would far exceed the 3-to-1. So now it's just a matter of, does our break-even stop survive it while the market moves down? Were we wrong altogether? Does the market take our break-even and keep moving up? The market really showed its hand prior to this entry. So the market, it's possible it could just be done with the move. It could have done whatever it's going to do, and we may actually just move back up. But I think we have a solid entry. You know, the trade is protected. So now we wait. And same thing as the last one. I am in on Top Step and Apex with this trade, so whatever happens on one will happen to both. The entries are slightly different, but they both have break-even stops right now. So, what else can I say about the trade? I don't know. That's pretty much it. And it's 11:51, so I hope the market just breaks down and gives us our W super quick so we can move on with our lives today. It's looking like it might be a break even though. We'll see.
Order filled.
All right, that one broke even. I'm not re-entering. At least I don't think. Hold on. I may. 30-second candle. Let's let that close. Okay. Yeah,
Order filled.
let's take that. We're in at 163 on this side. Okay.
Stop filled.
All right, so that's a break even on that one. Yeah, it might be too late for this move. Like the market may have already given whatever it's gonna give from this area. Then again, I mean, I don't know if I really believe that, but
Order filled. Order rejected. Order rejected.
small imbalance to fill. And you know how we talk about like the market becoming really, really tricky before it's going to deliver a really big move? New York is definitely like that. I don't know why New York is like, it just, It just, New York needs to knock everybody and everything out before it gives you the move.
Order filled.
we have? We don't even have one closed candle yet. It's a nice push down below VWAP though. Is my TP in the right place, people? Let's double check these numbers here. It's probably not. 20, 1, 4, 8, 75. 20, 1, 6, 8. How is that? Twenty 0, 8, 8. My bad, my bad. $75. Yeah, we'll see if we make it. Some bouncy ass market. Imbalance is gonna knock me out on top step.
Order filled.
Very annoying. So that broke even. My break even on Apex may survive it. %, would be 21,4,850, like right on the dot. There's a 62% retracement. Like almost on the dot. confirm for the 78. It's gonna be a stop out. Unless it falls just shy of it.
Order filled.
Break even. Slim chance it survives.
Order filled.
May re-enter. May re-enter.
Order filled.
I think we're already on the way. That's why I keep re-entering right here. Break even. Are we on our way? Are we on our way?
Order filled. Order filled.
Break even. That's crazy. That's crazy. That's pretty wild. That candle snapped back like that. And what do we think? Are we just going to trace back down? Or do we believe that that candle was the marking of something, an actual support level that's going to be respected? I don't think I believe it. I think we're going to move down.
Order filled.
I'm going to try to scalp it.
Order filled.
Break even on the scalp. Oh, don't stop me out.
Order filled.
Ugh. I don't think I'm going to try to scalp that again. But yeah, if we're looking at this trade in terms of like where a good spot would be for the break even to be, honestly, it shouldn't have really moved from break even because we just don't, there's no area that suggests it would be a good spot, a good safe spot if we do want to allow the trade to run. Then it could be one of those trades that just goes back to zero. It's always a possibility. Alright, we got 5 seconds left on the candle. Let's see if we close above or below VWAP here. Closed right at the subsequent green candle. We may go right back to zero on this one. Let's see if we can get below VWAP. Looks like we're reaching for that 78%.
Stop filled.
Stopped out. Tragic. Alright, I don't think I would not take anything else for the rest of the day that is not like from it. Like I would just take a power of 4 because these other trades today are just not going that. I mean, yeah, this one shot down quite nicely, but look at the bullshit that was endured for a move that didn't even go all the way. I'm not into